It's relatively early, so I'm still wearing a jumper. I've got a plum tree I planted there with the intention to train in it. That's south facing on my rather ugly workshop. But I figure I might as well use that south facing wall for something nice, some fruit. So before this goes to seed, I thought I might as well chop it down. So let's get the scythe out and have a go. That sycamore's a pest, it grows everywhere. Right, it's looking a bit better. What I'm going to do is put 2 battens either side now. Let's string some wires across. And nice big long tech screws will fit this. Bit of timber to the side of my shed. And when putting staples in, try not to put them in line with the grain. Try and put them on a bit of an angle so that they're going into 2 bits of grain, so that they're less likely to kind of split the wood. And what I'm doing is starting the staples early. Make it a bit easier for myself, rather than trying to hold the wire and the staple. I can just slot the wire through this side, slot the wire through that side, and tighten them up. Bend them over and put another one on. I hate when it gets in a mess like this. I've been meaning to do this for a couple of years actually. So now I've got to kind of prune it back. It's kind of perhaps a little bit late to do it. I find it really worthwhile because whatever job you're doing, you always end up with a bit of scrap of everything, and it's nice to be able to sort it. So I've got an old ISO, cut the top out of, and I use this just to store my kind of metal scrap. So everything, you know, screws that can no longer be used, that I've taken out of stuff, bits of wire like that can get chucked in there, doesn't get scattered everywhere else. Then it can go to the scrap man, get recycled. Okay, so this tree's been in 3 years. So what I did first of all is I let it grow for a year. Then I cut it off to stop having a central leader, to let 2 side shoots kind of grow. And last year I just kind of left it alone, which was probably not the right idea, because as you can see, we've got some central growth again, which needs to come out. But first of all, before we start on that, down here, you see that one's coming off below the rootstock, so that one needs to come out. And then we'll take out some of these central leader ones and some of these forward facing branches. And then that will give us a bit of an idea then of where we're going. You can tell that's from the rootstock, all different growth, but it's really kind of spiky growth as well. A bit more wild. Go composting. Now, it's always quite shocking, taking lots of growth out. But it's for the long-term good. When looking at this, so this side's quite obvious which one's going to go. Peg off. Bad practice. So this one, quite obvious, comes off the side there. What to do here, because this one comes forward. So I think, although that is the better branch, that's in a better position, and that'll soon thicken up. So I'm thinking we'll take that one off. So make it a lot weaker tree. It'll soon put some growth on. Yeah, let's go with that. When I put this in, there's like a foot of stone here, so I had to put it out a little bit. These crank it over a little bit, not huge amounts. So if I use this old ratchet strap, tie it up, adjust it, and then hopefully it'll grow and it won't need the ratchet strap. Now, it's a case of get it enough, but not enough to break it. I tie the fruit on. I do it like a figure 8, so I put it round there, twist it over, and then tie the branch in. But I don't tie it too tight, so it's got room to grow and move, and it is only jute, so it'll have to be done every year with this. It's got a bit of movement. Okay, it's definitely one of those jobs that kind of looks worse before it gets better. You can see we've got the basic structure in now, a couple of kind of fans to go off, and we can tie in the shoots as they come now. We've removed the central leaders. There was no fruit on this anyway, hadn't set any fruit this year, so I've not lost huge amounts other than the growth, but it's obviously got the roots So it's going to throw up a load of growth now to kind of compensate, and we can tie those shoots in. Got bamboo canes on, which we can adjust now depending on how many branches we get and how full we want it to look. Should provide me with some really good high quality fruit in the future, and a load of shade for this side of my workshop, which obviously gets quite hot, south facing, and it's kind of dark green. So, not saying it's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. It's not like having a Victorian country garden with a nice brick wall behind it. It's tin, it's green, but it should soften it somewhat. It should look quite nice. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it grows. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.